Mama, I have poop.
We are mildly crushing it. Where two exhausted moms try to make sense of this wild ride called raising neurodivergent kids.
We're not doctors and we're not therapists, and you probably shouldn't take our advice. We cuss like sailors and drink like pirates.
Just think of us as your inappropriately funny and brutally honest support group.
So grab a drink and lower your expectations.
Because the truth is, we need this, and we're going to keep doing this whether you're here or not.
We just hope you join us. Hi, everybody. I'm Sadie.
And I'm Morgan.
And welcome to another episode of Mildly Crushing It. First, before we get into what we're drinking and all the things, a little bit of housekeeping today. For those of you tuning in, we are in a different location. We are at my house. So if you guys hear anything random, Elliot is homesick and she's with us today. So we might see a baby streak across the screen or some loud playing or pitter patter, and that's going to be her today. So,
this might be the most ridiculous thing you've ever done. What are we drinking?
Espresso martinis, but put it in a motherfucking bunny. It's chocolate. Cheers.
I don't even know how to hold it.
I don't either. It's like, woo.
Ooh, yum.
So anyways, we're cute today and we're holding bunnies, so happy Easter. Mom jokes. I'm so sorry. I can't pull my life together today. I don't know what's happening. My husband just left for a lot of nights, so I'm a little delusional.
I wish I could have that yummy whipped cream.
I'm going to regret it later.
What are we getting into? And then let's do Mom Guilt Bingo.
Okay. I really want to get into romanticizing our life and what that looks like and all the ways it can go wrong and look like different things. Let's start with Mom Guilt Bingo, and then I'm going to totally...
Well, let's add, just so we don't lose anyone, we're talking about romanticizing life while staying in reality.
So I will then get into this.
I know, I just didn't want to lose anyone.
No, you're right. I will get into, I'll get into this first, like my first page.
Yeah.
Is what we'll do. So somewhere along the line, we started believing that if our lives don't look aesthetic or effortless or exciting, that we're doing something wrong. But the problem isn't our life, it's comparison, which I feel like comparison definitely brings down the romanticizing aspects of everybody's life in general. So today we're going to talk about romanticizing our life without lying to ourselves.
Without lying to ourselves.
And how comparison is quietly stealing the joy from seasons that actually deserve to be honored. I feel like we definitely have our seasons in the special needs life aren't regular seasons. I feel like they're seasons that last for like 6 years, as opposed to like 2 months. So I feel like this is something really important to talk about.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Should we do Mom Guilt Bingo?
Get your bingo cards out because it's time for Mom Guilt Bingo. Yay!
Yeah, you can go because I do not have one. I'm like a broken record with Mom Guilt Bingo. Seriously.
Isn't that the truth, though? That actually is like...
You think after all these Mom Guilt Bingos, you'd be like, Sadie, just spend time with Miles. How many times are you going to mention it? I don't know. On the past 28 episodes we've done, still my number one source.
Right.
Mom Guilt Bingo. I already know tonight is going to go really poorly. My husband's out of town for work. Miles is going to want to sleep with me. Ellie is going to lose her shit so bad. I'm going to tell her now. She's going to scream and cry for probably 2 solid hours. And then Miles is going to feel bad and want to get out of my bed so his sister can be in there. But I'm not going to let it happen. So that's what's about to happen at my house tonight.
Oh, okay.
It's
so you're going to stick to a boundary to give Miles a turn to sleep in your bed with you.
But it's going to be sad and hard.
Yeah. So
preparing myself with espresso martinis for that.
That's a good one. Do you know what we do? My kids don't sleep with me. It is sad because when my husband's gone, I totally would have Harv sleep in the bed with me.
I like to be alone.
I do too. That's honestly a big part of it for me.
Maybe that's a mom guilt. I like to sleep alone.
That's not a mom guilt. Nope. I will not take that on. But what we tend to do in scenarios like that is like pretend and kind of fib to get through it.
That makes sense.
Which is not, but that's not any better.
No,
What's that teaching my son? You know what I mean?
So Miles is totally fine not sleeping with me. I'm like, let's snuggle because I'm not ever going to get time with you. I like to sleep alone though. I like to fall asleep watching horror shows. It's my favorite thing to do.
Well, I'm true crime.
Yeah, true crime, murder documentaries, anything creepy horrors, like my jam. But Ellie's been fucking sleeping with us. Last night she came in my room and she didn't even fall asleep first before she came in my room and curled up in bed with us. And it's just no sleep.
Yeah, that's tough.
So it's been, I used to be able to be like, Miles would be like, sleep in my room tonight. And I'd be like, okay, totally. But now it's like, well, I can't because Ellie needs to know where to find me when she wakes up.
Right.
So,
Well, and when I said that we like lie and fib, it's like we are teaching Harvey to like pretend to go to sleep so that Ada will go to sleep.
yeah, but you know,
and then he comes back out and
sometimes.
he'll game with his dad for a while.
There you go. Well, you know.
But is that even like, is that the right thing to do?
Yeah, because then he still gets to have,
He gets his moment.
he gets his moment.
But he's also being taught to lie.
But to spare his sister's feelings.
I know. I hope that's the lesson. I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. It's everyone's own opinion. Someone could be like, damn, Morgan, that's the worst. And then I'm over here like, hell yeah, great plan, girl.
Right?
Don't worry, I'll trust my
I don't
bunny.
know how you did that without making a mess. It's very cute though. And it was delicious. I don't know if the chocolate added anything, but these are delicious.
Morgan and I are both lactose intolerant, by the way, so we're probably both gonna die today. But it was well worth it. She was like, you know I can't have the bunny, right? And I was like, oh shit, me either.
Okay, well, I think we kind of covered Mom Guilt Bingo for both of us. I didn't even have one, and so
That was
teaching my
perfect.
son to lie is probably my Mom Guilt Bingo today.
I liked it. So let's jump back into romanticizing our lives and how hopefully by the end of this we can all figure out how to do that a little more.
Which I'm really excited about this episode because I already know I have an entirely different relationship with this.
I was going to say, you guys are going to really see how different Morgan and I are
Yeah.
probably at this
Yeah.
episode. I thought that when I was like getting it together.
Like there was something you crossed off.
And you were like, that's my number one?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Good. This is great. I do want to start off by making this clear so people don't think we're delusional. You know, it's romanticizing isn't pretending your marriage isn't hard. It isn't ignoring your bank account. It's not pretending you aren't exhausted. And it's not toxic positivity. Romanticizing your life isn't denial. It's choosing to notice what's still beautiful, even though it's really heavy. And that is what I think the most important takeaway is going to be from all of this, is that we're not delusional and we're not forgetting things and blocking them out to be happy. It is trying to find those little bits and nips of happy
It's the
joy.
balance.
Yes.
Trying to find the balance of happiness and hard to maintain kind of that baseline neutral that we've talked about.
Yeah.
So,
You want to get us going?
well, can we start with what you crossed out?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I saw your page and I crossed it out.
So this says, in high demand homes, in special needs parenting, in survival seasons, we cannot afford fantasy, but we also cannot afford to only see struggle. So can I ask why you crossed that one out?
Well, I mean, honestly, it just made me sad.
Yeah?
It just was so heavy, but it's true.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like we cannot afford fantasy, and I know this whole episode is going to be trying to live in the now, but like it's really easy to be wrapped up in that fantasy of life. And so I was just like, cross this shit out.
Yeah. I really, really loved the line, we also cannot afford to only see the struggle.
Yep, which
And that's like really where I live.
me too. And I feel like I'm so negative. And then when we were at the wine tasting the other night, I don't know if you were there when Emily said it, but we were talking just about something. And she was just like, that's one thing I love about hanging out with Sadie is that she has so much stuff going on in life and it's so heavy in so many ways, but we can still have amazing, positive, great conversations.
Yeah.
And even though we're crying sometimes and they're not always like that, you're still positive. And I'm like, oh, it was really just amazing to hear because I often feel like the girl who said that is one of my really close friends. So she hears all the garbage all the time. And so it just made my heart really happy that like she thought that about me.
She sees you as a positive person.
Yes, because I don't feel like that ever.
Really?
I often just feel like, I'm like, well, I'm tired. My kids shit everywhere and I'm fucking tired.
Yeah. Like, see, I worry that I like almost have toxic positivity because I'm constantly trying to spin things. Constantly.
Yeah, but I feel like that's always a smack in the face I need to hear.
Well, that's why we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I'm at because
Toxic positivity?
No, just finding the balance. I realized really early on in my parenthood journey because I think I've talked before. Oh my God, this angle is terrible.
We're on a nugget couch.
Yeah, we're on it
for those of you listening.
Very on brand.
It's amazing, but
It's not very flattering, but
no,
that's good.
I've probably got 8 chins today. My feet are really long.
You have H-ins, girl. But no, I realized early on in the pandemic, which was also early on in my parenthood journey, that I had to cut out all the negative. And even, our friend group, we were the first ones in our main friend group to have kids. And I isolated myself from them a lot, even though they were dying to support me and be there for me and hear all my struggles. I isolated myself to a fault. But yeah, I realized early on, like I even started saying, and we all know our grandparents' generation was raised very differently. And I'll never forget the first time I used the line that I started using to everyone when they walked in the door, like, yeah, it's messy. We live here. I made a very distinct decision to stop apologizing for the mess. Because there was and you've seen Ada at our house. Mm-hmm. Imagine her as a toddler. It was the same. But then Harvey was also a toddler. Yeah. And there was shit everywhere. I mean, even Sunday, this last week, I did a bunch of chores around the house. We just had a home day and her shit was everywhere. Dude. But she was like in her imagination world all day long and it was so sweet and so cute. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. I was gone and Amaya was cleaning the house and watching the kids and she was like, oh my God, the house is spotless. But I was cleaning all day. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
it
sweet
is
girl.
An all day.
Yeah.
You're just all day.
Yeah.
Or else shit is a tornado bomb.
Right.
And if you do let it, my husband's always like, relax today. And I'm like, do you know what this house is going to look like if I relax today?
Right.
It's not a thing. But
I just remember having this very intentional kind of decision to stop apologizing for my reality. And so when we talk about romanticizing life, I don't know, I just see it a little bit differently because for me, it's just living in your reality rather than romanticizing. And I like we've talked about, very intentionally shifted my socials.
Intention is a big deal in this, and I totally end it with that. But living with intention is going to be huge for romanticizing.
Yeah.
Or living in reality. I mean, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is about living in reality.
Yeah. Well, let's go into what is romanticizing life? Because just that sentence alone makes me like, bleh.
So I feel like whenever my girlfriend was like, I'd love to hear about romanticizing our lives. And I was like,
right.
Who the fuck romanticizes this life? I'm so sorry. I've said so many times how grateful and thankful.
Of course.
But clearly we'd all rather be living the basic path of life or what the fuck ever you want to call it. Anyways, they're not special needs world. No one wants the extras.
Yeah.
things to deal with. Let's just be really fucking real here about this.
Right.
I feel like romanticizing our lives is just really finding the beauty in our life. And I would love for my life to be the one people see and be like, oh my gosh, I love her. I love her life. Like, you can tell she's happy. I'm
happy.
I feel like romanticizing, if someone was romanticizing my life, it's because they can see the happiness in our hardness. And I hope that my happiness, I hope people don't look at my life and be like, oh, poor Sadie, they live a really hard life with their special needs daughter. I would love them to be like, oh my gosh, Sadie has, like, look at them doing their thing and living their best life.
Right.
So to me, romanticizing my life is just that I'm finding way more beauty in it than negative, I guess. In my eyes, that's what romanticizing life is that my positive is going to outweigh my negative. Okay. Which differs day to day for sure.
So it's not about the image.
I don't think so. I feel like it's, for me, maybe it's different for everyone. I'm happy you brought this up.
Yeah.
But for me, romanticizing my life is just me finding more positive than negative.
Okay, I like that.
Because I live in the negative a lot. And this really had me start thinking, and I was like, oh my gosh. So it's not about, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not about what the outside thinks, because I just said I would love for people to be like, look at them living their best life and like doing all these things and still doing stuff with their special needs daughter and finding joy and beauty. I guess I want to inspire people.
Okay.
So romanticizing is like it's just a positive aspect in my eyes.
Does that make
sense?
So funny, because for me, romanticizing life is, first of all, I would never say that sentence. So I'm so glad we're talking about it to unpack this. But especially as you were talking, I think that when I think of romanticizing life, I think of inauthenticity. And I grew up in the very idyllic household, and we were the envy of a lot of people. And I mean, even just our basement alone, people still talk about how fun it was to hang out in our basement. Like, my parents did a great job at making our house the place to be. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of unhappiness in that house. And don't get me wrong, my parents, I mean, I had a great childhood and I'm grateful for so much. But it also showed me that I don't need a fancy home, and I actually don't want a fancy home. I don't want a big, oversized, fancy home, because what's more important to me is the contentment inside of it. And so it's very much internalized to me. And you've said before, my favorite compliment literally anyone's ever given me was that I do a good job at saying fuck off world. And that kind of goes along with it, just that, like, I don't care what the image is at all. I care what happens inside these walls. And I think that is also my like kind of phobia of inauthenticity. So I think that's why I cringe at the word romanticize.
Well, I get it. It's like you're romanticizing almost like a grander life than what you have, I feel like, is the whole thing behind it. Like, growing up, we had a small house full of love and the things, but we didn't have all the things. It wasn't the place, you know what I mean, growing up. It's really wild to think about it that way. Yeah. But yeah, romanticizing, I feel like, could be this big, I want to be the rich family. I want to be the storybook life and traveling all over the world. But
that's kind of where I think my mind goes naturally. So that's, like I said, I'm so glad we're here unpacking. And I would love to know if there's any conversation with your friend that said she'd love to hear us talk about this. Like, did she mention?
She didn't mention at all in any capacity. She just told me romanticizing our lives. Okay. And I was like,
okay, let's
let
do
my
this.
brain spiral and just let me like see
Love
what
this.
the fuck I can pull up.
Love this.
So this is just the way I went with it. So I'm
Love
actually
it.
interested to see what she thinks when she hears this episode.
Totally.
Emily, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
about
Emily
Walker.
Oh, yes. I don't love her.
She knows too. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
I'm always like, I called you out today. She's like, great.
She's always commenting on our stuff too. Like, oh, love it.
her.
Yes. Love Emily. Okay. So
Let's jump into we're going to talk about, romanticizing life, clearly. And comparison. Comparison let's do comparison outside of the community first. Community as in special needs community, mind you.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like it's really hard to romanticize our lives when we're comparing
Yes.
to everything and everybody, right? When you're looking at everything and everyone else, you're not going to love your life whenever you're comparing to, or you may, but comparison outside of our special needs community. I'll just rattle a few off to get us talking.
Yeah.
Their kids sleep. They travel at the drop of a hat. Their kids play sports. Spontaneous date nights. Siblings who just go with the flow. So that should give you some ideas.
Well, and like the episode that actually dropped today is the one about the experience of being the default parent. And I talked about when compassion turns into envy.
Yep.
And it's meeting the very normal day-to-day parent struggles with envy instead of compassion. Like, I'm not able to see your tiredness with compassion because I'm envious of how your experience with that. So I think that is definitely worth noting that can come from kind of that exhaustion. But I always go back. I just, every time I hear the word compare, I also cringe.
Oh, see, comparison is huge for me.
It's no. It's not because I don't compare.
Here
she
the
comes.
beast.
Here she comes. I'll just keep going.
Oh, she's playing.
Comparison is natural. It's the way that society frames it
That's true.
that is unnatural. And I've talked about it before. Observing differences without judgment is exactly what comparison is. But society has told us that what we are doing is negative.
Yep.
When if we can just do that instinctual thing that humans do.
Pause.
Yep.
She's naked.
She's naked.
She's just getting toys. She'll be fine. Okay, go.
If we can do that very instinctual human characteristic of observing differences without the inner monologue that society has told us that it's negative, imagine how much more positive we would be.
Hello.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi.
Hi, cute girl.
Happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter.
You say hi to Morgan?
Hi, Ellie.
What are you doing?
Happy going to camp?
Okay, you have fun at camp. Don't make a mess, Ellie. She knows she's doing naughty things, you guys. She just looked at us and said, don't make a mess, Ellie, as she looked at us and got water out of the sink into a bowl. We're going to just let everything slide today.
I'll help you clean up. I'll help you clean up.
At least she didn't take the sprinkled in. Thought she was going to take that too.
The what?
The sprinkles on the counter. Anyways, okay, go.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
You're on to something good. Comparison being not, society
Just-
definitely makes it negative, and I agree with that.
Yeah. So how do we, and I knew going in this that I would have a lot of reframing.
No,
So I'm
please
always,
do.
but
That's-
I'm always worried that my reframing turns into toxic positivity. So I don't ever want to cross that line. But how do we as society allow us to observe differences so that we can learn from them and have the
Right.
conversations? Because that ultimately is what the special needs community is begging for is conversation.
Yep,
Learn
100%.
from us, hear us talk to us. We're not afraid to have
And
the
it really
conversation.
is from comparison.
But everyone is so afraid to have that conversation, they'll never understand. And then what they see remains uncomfortable because they don't understand it. And so that I don't like the word comparison because it's human nature to notice differences. So we do it, right? So how can we
do it.
How can we have that kind of envy for other people's struggles, right? Without demonizing ourselves for it.
I always demonize myself for it.
And we shouldn't.
I 100%
Like
demonize myself
there's a
for it.
line in here that says, like what we should say is comparison doesn't steal joy. It makes you resent the life you once prayed for.
Oh my God, I
I'm
saw
sorry.
that. Yep.
I didn't pray for this life.
Yep. I saw that.
I
and
prayed
felt-
for happy, healthy children who don't have these struggles to face in life.
And here we are.
And here we are. So I am going to look at my friends going snowboarding
And be like,
all winter
fuck.
and be like, God damn it, I wish I was there.
yeah, 100%. I have
But
so
that
much.
doesn't make me wrong,
That's true.
you know?
There's a very negative, it's very negative to think about comparison. And I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
Damn, why do you always blow my mind?
I don't know. Like I said, I do really worry that I'll come across with toxic positivity, but I just,
Well, you're literally just like you're just letting us see a different side that I don't normally see. So it's really good
Right.
to make that switch and see it in a different way, because
Yeah.
when you say things like this, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
But I compare a lot, and I tell myself I don't compare.
Yeah.
But I always compare. Like
Yeah.
I've said before, I have some friends, their kids are the same age as Ellie, and I can't fucking help it.
Well, when we were over at Emily's the other night and her sweet baby girl came home, same age as our girls, that was hard for me. And I was sitting there like, God, how does Sadie do this?
And they're in our lives all the time.
All the time.
All the time. She's one of the humans that is over here all the time. And I try not to compare, but I do all the time. Like, how do you not?
How do you not? And that's what I'm saying. How do you not?
You
Like
know
I
what?
was sitting there comparing, but I wasn't demonizing myself for comparing. I was sitting there thinking like, okay, I'm experiencing something real negative right now, but I'm watching something so positive.
Yep.
So it was like, how can I think about this in a way that doesn't demonize myself for being human and noticing differences? And I think that's kind of like where maybe it's my phobia of inauthenticity that's brought me here, of just like, and then also I contributed a lot to working as a hairstylist behind the chair and hearing other people's real humans, or excuse me, other people's real human struggles.
Yep.
And understanding that we all have them. It's so common. Like we really are just all flawed humans walking this earth. And so, yeah, I don't know. I was sad sitting there on the couch.
I always go over there, and I go there without Ellie.
Yeah.
I never bring Ellie there
Right.
because they have dogs, and
Right.
they have upstairs that doesn't have a full wall, and I just don't bring Ellie there. And I was like, it's so sad that my kid can't be chilling with my best friend's kid, you know? And
Right.
this kind of brings me to comparison. We're just comparison outside of the community,
Yes.
and comparison within the community,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking the whole time you were flapping just now that I finally do not compare Ellie with Ada.
Really?
And it took
Oh,
me,
I've wanted to unpack this with you for so long.
it took me a while to get there, but I finally know I no longer compare them. Ada is just her little own special being. And I don't compare them anymore.
Do you think it took the girls finally connecting to help with that?
I think it just took me seeing Ada finally, not seeing her finally, but I guess like truly loving her and just seeing her like, I mean, we've been close now for a long time and I've seen her in a lot of different states, in a lot of different environments. And I feel like I see her and I love her.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why.
Maybe. That's really interesting.
But I don't compare them anymore.
Well, you've been really wonderful at like validating how heavy our struggles are at home.
Well, yeah, they're real. And maybe I see what you guys go through and how, dare I say, it disrupts your household. And, well,
Yeah.
it disrupts your world and people don't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Ada comes with this massive, like, she just has a bug for being social.
Right, she does.
And that's very different in the girls.
Yep.
And so I appreciate how you've always validated, but I appreciate you saying that.
I used to compare Ellie a lot, I feel like, to special needs kids and be like I've said before, oh, am I dramatic? Am I making this up?
Yeah.
Is she really this as special needs as I think she is?
Right.
And then I was at a special needs moms retreat, and it was just kind of validating to feel like, oh, I'm not making this up in my head.
Yeah. So do you feel like you crossed that corner, or you turned the corner? Yeah.
I feel like that's what it took, was being in a room full of 15 special needs moms and hearing everyone's stories and not diminishing or downplaying, but the fact that Ellie's needs were higher up on the totem pole made me just be like, you are not crazy.
No.
She, it's easy. Like my husband was telling me the other night, man, Ellie's been so good lately. Like life's pretty dialed. And I was like, hell yeah, it's dialed right now. Life's freaking dialed. But then, the doorbell goes off and we're cleaning shit up off the floor. And
Yeah.
our tool bag is working right now, I should say,
Yeah.
in life.
And
so it feels easy
she
and
has
maintainable, which, hugely.
She's grown a ton lately. Like I meant to tell you the other night when we showed up, you weren't even around to like help prompt her. And we walked in and I was like, hi, Ellie. And she turned, looked me in the eyes and said, hi.
Yes.
It was a huge moment. Like,
yes.
like I love seeing those moments with Ellie. Because I love her so much also. And it's like to see her grow in such massive ways.
What are you doing, Elle? You can't put water in the gray one. It'll empty, but you can put water in that one. Wow, she's so big now.
Come enjoy the camping trip.
Go enjoy your camping trip.
Oh, now you're going camping.
Make a mess, Ellie.
Don't make a mess, Ellie.
She's definitely making a mess.
Ooh.
Girl, these are strong. You're going to have to, like,
I told you.
if I'm not slurring my words at the end of this episode,
So sorry.
maybe there's something wrong with
I
me.
made them like my regular. I'm going to keep on sipping.
They're so good, though.
My husband died.
They're so good.
Okay, what romanticizing actually means for us? Well, it isn't ignoring your diagnosis, pretending you're not burnt out, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I actually really like this. We'll start to get into the repair almost, So, it's not ignoring your diagnosis, pretending you're not burnt out, or posting curated therapy clips.
Uh-huh.
It is sitting in the car after drop off and playing your favorite song.
Yeah, love that.
Taking a photo of your child's tiny wins, even if no one else understands it.
Yeah.
Buying yourself flowers after an IEP meeting. If you see the flowers on my bar right now, I bought those for myself.
Yes, girl.
Choosing to see strength in yourself when the system feels heavy. We don't romanticize because it's easy. We romanticize because we need nervous system relief.
Which that goes back to like self-help stuff.
So much self-help stuff. If we can't learn to romanticize this life, it's just going to be way fucking heavier than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking picture is so hard to pour from.
I'm just glad you're the one pouring today.
And then there'll be a tiny bit left for each of us.
It's so good. Well, part of I can't hear me. I can't even say that.
Romanticizing.
Without cringing. What's
we
wrong
gotta-
with me?
We have to redo this. Why? Why?
No, we don't have to redo this. This is like romanticizing life part 1. Let us unpack our issues.
Why is romanticizing such a thing for you? Because you're visioning it like the knight on the white horse.
Maybe.
Like this absurd, gigantic, I don't know how to even explain it. But you're romanticizing it as if you're like watching a movie about Cinderella. Is that maybe why?
I don't know. I try so hard to be a realist and live in the now and find the positive in every moment possible.
Okay.
And then also like when,
I'm not gonna talk
I'm coming out of a season of just kind of emotional, I'll say flatness, if that's a word.
Yep. Well, we're gonna make it a fucking
We'll
word.
make that a word. And I wasn't able to really like find the positive in all the situations. So what I focused on was like not villainizing myself for what I was
Love that.
going through.
Yep.
So I guess that's romanticizing. Like I don't know. When I think of romanticizing, yeah, I think of like, a date night.
Yep.
And
The difference between fantasy and intention. You're fantasizing. Is that the same as romanticizing?
well, I don't know, because
What are we talking about?
when I just said like when I think of romanticizing life, I think of like being able to do a date night.
Yep.
But even that, like we're not really able to do that very often.
Yep.
So it does me no favors to think of that as romanticizing life.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So
I don't know. I don't know why.
Let's break this down. Fantasy says, my life should look different. When this changes, I'll be happy. If I had what she had, I'd feel better. Intention says, this is my season. It's imperfect. I'm allowed to make it beautiful anyway by lighting a candle in a messy kitchen, coffee in a real mug instead of a paper cup, playing music during bath time with the kids instead of rushing it and trying to survive, sitting outside for 5 minutes instead of doom scrolling. Please, I like to doom scroll, and I'm not going to go outside instead. So these aren't aesthetic trends, but they're nervous system resets.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I live there. I try really hard already to live there. Of finding those little tiny moments.
I don't. I do a bad job of it. I feel like I live, things are going like good, 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 good. And then all of a sudden they're just not good. And then my whole attitude's just like, and it's hard to see any beauty in anything at all once I've fallen off the cliff, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, that totally. The way I relate to that is when my husband and I are struggling, which I believe every marriage goes through seasons of struggle. So I don't think we're unique in that.
It is
but when
so much.
Yeah.
So I love everybody, and I don't mean to say my life is harder because I'm special needs.
right.
But like, seriously though,
Oh, 80% of special needs
this
parents
will be a
divorce.
whole episode, by the way. 80% of parents in special needs families divorce. Relationships are fucking hard. By the end of the day, I am so burnt out, overstimulated, overtouched, have talked to so many fucking humans. I mean, we do ABA 5 days a week in the home. I don't want to be touched or looked at or talked to. And I'm like, oh, you have something important?
Right.
My
Right.
mind cannot like absorb
Well,
any of this.
And the way you're phrasing that even is like you keeping it to yourself. What happens when we are spiraling and we spew on our partners all of the negative thoughts that we're thinking that have nothing to do with them?
Yeah, my poor husband.
Right. Because we all do that. So that to me is when I get in that place of not being able to see the light and not being able to spin into the positive or
It's hard to
or
spin
just
into the
live in the
positive.
moment is when him and I are struggling because this life is so hard as it is. I need my partner. I want my partner. I want us to
It's
be
like
together.
detrimental
In this. It is.
to our world. And
Yeah.
my husband has said it before. Oh, don't get mad at me, honey. But like he said before, I feel like I'm coming home and I walk on eggshells. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, dude, because when you get home, I'm so fucking fried and tired and done that I just like snap on the one human that can take it, even though he can walk out of this house. So he can't really take it, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. Have you guys started doing the check-in?
Yes.
Have you?
I just got
Is it
like
helpful?
this book too from the We Are Brave retreat I'm on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just like sentences and one question a day. Mm-hmm. And it's been super fun to do.
Nice.
But it's hard.
Oh gosh.
Relationships are a big...
Yeah. That's another thing is like, it's so different in the special needs world. And, we've talked about how we are for the most part on the pastel side of the spectrum, not in the earth tones. And so for us to recognize how hard it is on relationships, I think that says a lot. And it's very much, that to me has a lot to do with the authenticity of this life and recognizing where we're at, what our daily struggles are, seeing him as a flawed human just like I am.
Yep.
Trying to understand that, he processes things
Differently.
so differently than I do and making space for that. And
It's hard to hold
how
that space
can you
when you've been holding it
romanticize
all day.
that?
So here's the thing I was just going to say. Relationships are the one thing I don't compare. And I don't know why I don't compare. But for some reason, for my marriage, I don't have any outside noise. Mm-hmm. It is just us in our household. And
I don't necessarily compare because I
don't.
know our experience is unique.
Yep.
I don't necessarily compare, but also I don't know how to romanticize my relationship in this life.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I just don't have words. Because it's so different.
It's so different and it's so massively hard on a
And then it's
day-to-day
like,
basis.
Let's go on a date, just the two of us. And I hate
Fuck.
going on the date with just the two of us. I like it when there's other people involved. You know why?
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and us be silent.
Right, because
And then be like, oh wait, you know what? Since we're silent, do you know what Ellie's ABA therapist told me today?
right.
Do you know what the speech
Yes.
therapist told me?
Yes.
I got her results
Yeah.
back today for the month, and she had 192 outbursts, but we were only at school this week for 8 hours. So tell me how that happened.
Right.
It just always turns into that.
Right.
I never liked to singly date my husband. I always loved to double date
Right,
or
and-
more, and not because I don't love him.
Right.
But it's because it always goes back to that.
Right. Well, and we are each other's safe space. And so we tend
You're right.
it's human nature to get the worst of each other also. So how do you go from like struggling to leave the house and have your kids understand they're going to be away from you for a couple hours, or you're dropping them off somewhere, or, whatever the option may be that you're lucky enough to have, how do you go from that struggle to like, honey, how are you?
Right? Oh my God, it was just so easy to drop the kids off.
Like, I don't.
It's not like we just screamed at each other for the past 4 hours. I was trying to curl my motherfucking hair and get the kids out the door. And now we're just like, hey, life is perfect and I love you.
Right. I can't do that.
Me either.
No. So
That's a pass.
that's a massive struggle for me in romanticizing the life. With the kids, it's easy for me to like look at the positive.
You know what? It really is.
Almost every situation.
It really is all about living with intention.
Yeah.
And I used to not really get what that meant. Live with intention. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Right.
But I get it now. We have to find a way to tune out the outside noise.
Oh, 100%.
Basically. And that's the only way we're going to survive this. And it's the only way you're going to romanticize your own life is by tuning it out and being intentional with how you celebrate and how you see things in life.
Right.
I feel like
but
it
it's
took
so
me a
much
long-
easier to say tune it out because like I said,
Oh,
we are
1000%.
human beings. Let's go back to the word compare, where we are human beings who have a natural tendency to notice differences.
Yeah.
So how can we tune it out, really? But what the negative what's the word? Condemnation?
Condemnation. Yeah, you're right.
Is that it?
Yep. Condemnation. Man, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
The negative interpretation.
There you go. That works.
I'm going to sound like such an idiot all the time. Whatever. What the negative interpretation of that word does is it spirals kind of into this whole negative internal monologue. And that's one thing that I really wanted to touch on. Comparison dismisses your wins, minimizes your growth. It makes you feel behind. And you miss the miracle in your normal.
This is key to romanticizing your life.
Exactly.
This is 100%.
Exactly.
You just nailed it right there.
So we have to stop villainizing the term comparison.
Damn, I villainize it so hard.
Right. It's impossible to tune it out. So the only option is to stop villainizing that term
Like,
comparison.
who cares if you compare?
Who cares if you compare? Because we are human.
Who cares if you compare?
Right.
One more time for the people in the back.
Right. We are human. It is human nature to notice differences. We were over there with this, at one of your best friends. She's an amazing human, and her beautiful young daughter that's our daughter's age. And we're both looking at her with all the love in our heart. And so we have to be able to experience that joy for who this young child is, while simultaneously feeling the grief that we're not there yet.
Yep. We're not there
And
yet.
and by
Hopefully we will be.
thinking to ourselves, oh my God, I'm comparing. I need to stop comparing. You're just going to find another thing you're failing at.
I have a girlfriend, and she told me once, you could be thriving in one area. You can never thrive in all the areas. You're thriving in one, and it may be look like I'm kicking ass in one area, but I'm really failing at all these other areas you're just not seeing. And I just feel like that's so true.
Oh, totally. Look at what all our daughters have accomplished. I was just sitting here talking about what your daughter's accomplished. Just in the last, 6 months, I've seen massive growth.
She's had massive growth.
Right.
6 months.
Also, Emily's daughter is such a beautiful human being.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we can experience both, and it's okay to feel sad and happy at the same time. But the term comparison villainizes that and makes us feel like we are failing as humans, when in reality, we're experiencing a very human characteristics, a very human.
You're right. I just need to make positive of comparison.
Well, there's not really a positive spin. It's just
it's not
taking
negative,
the
though.
negative connotation out. I can't say that. The negative interpretation out of it.
But
You know what I mean?
When we were over there, I was just like, how great would it be if my kid was best friends with my
having a
friend's daughter.
sleepover,
And she should be. It should be.
running
she should be
into
there.
all the friends' arms.
Yeah, she should be there.
All
And it
the,
should be
you
it.
know, all the other mom friends' arms.
But I shouldn't feel bad for feeling those feelings.
Maybe instead of villainizing ourselves, we work on celebrating harder.
We have to. We have to learn to romanticize this life. And
Yeah.
it has to be done with intention.
Yes.
But I feel like we have to get to that point because for years I was not at that point at all. And I feel like I saw this meme and it was like, oh, I woke up and one day I was the fierce advocate that I always thought I'd be or always hoped I'd be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so true to my heart. Like I remember just being so down in the first diagnosis and how horrible that was. And I
Yeah.
was like, I can't even put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
How are these people being
Yeah.
as strong as they are? And I feel like all of a sudden I've woken up and I'm kind of on the other side of things as much as you can be.
Right.
Does that
right.
make sense?
Right.
But I feel like I'm finally in the place where I can learn to romanticize my life. And I feel like
Right.
it takes time and maybe that's not for everybody, we should say.
That's such a good point.
It's not for everybody.
for everyone.
But I feel like I'm at the place in my life and at the point in my life where I can do better romanticizing my own life. And maybe it's not for everybody.
Well, and
But it
it's
can be for me right now.
and it's okay to not be there. And like for me, like I'm not there, but I don't know where I am. You know what I mean? Like the term alone makes me ick.
Yep.
You know, gives me the ick. So yeah, I think that's really, really huge to just note that it's not for everyone.
Everyone.
And you might not be there and that's okay.
You might never get there.
Yeah.
You might never get there.
Right.
But I feel like I'm a place where I can get there. And I'm going to try damn hard to romanticize this life.
Well, and maybe it's most important to note too that it's the best journey to get there, or the best way to get there, is by noticing the
Shift.
noticing the little wins within your own household, and then not villainizing yourself for comparing the wins of
Others. I hate you when you reframe.
I know, I'm so sorry.
So good.
I hate me too, honestly.
So good.
Okay, what did you?
Well, let's close this out.
What do you
with-
have for me?
with
Are you gonna make me cry?
I wrote something cute.
Are you gonna make me cry?
Well, I wrote some of it and fused some of it together. So
There you go.
you don't need a different life to feel joy. You don't need a filtered version of it either. You're allowed to admit this is heavy, and you're allowed to want more. Romanticizing your life doesn't mean pretending it's light. It means honoring that even in the heaviness, there are still sacred moments. Comparison will try to tell you that everyone else is living and you're surviving. But what if surviving is living right now? Maybe you're not behind, maybe you're becoming. And becoming is aesthetic. It's layered, it's quiet, and it's also sacred. What if therapy hours and IEP meetings and 2 a.m. wake-ups are proof of a love that doesn't photograph well, but runs deep? You don't need a different life to find meaning. You just need permission to see the beauty in the one you're carrying and try to live it with intention.
Love that.
Mic drop.
Yes,
No, I'm just
ma'am.
kidding.
Love that. Are we gonna turn into like reading really powerful numbers at the end of our episodes?
I think so.
I like it.
Me too.
We didn't do weird wins, but
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like I talked a lot about weird wins. We talked about weird wins, I feel like, throughout. And I really liked what you just said. So let's
drop
end
it.
it there.
I
End
love
it
you.
there. I love you. You pour yourself a cocktail to cheers me,
I was
please.
waiting until you drank yours so we could be on the same level.
Oh no.
Come here.
All right. Well, I love you.
Cheers to
Maybe
Tuesday espresso martinis.
love it. These were super good. And maybe we'll do a romanticizing part two. Like,
Now that we've
Of all-
unloaded what it is.
yeah, so we can process everything we talked about because, yeah, I feel like we got somewhere.
We got somewhere.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys. Cheers.